What's up, everybody, and welcome back to Beyond the Stats. So, we have the final four teams in the NFL. Representing the NFC in the NFC Championship game, it's going to be Rams at Seahawks, and in the AFC, it's going to be Patriots at Broncos. So, unfortunately, we did not get the wildcard team hosting a playoff game that I so desperately wanted, but alas, it's whatever. I think the best teams made it to the championship game. Wasn't quite as great of like a week of football as the wildcard weekend, although there were two games that I will say were pretty solid, pretty world-class games. Also, before we get any further, I redid the jerseys in the background. I got a bigger rack with 2 levels, so now it covers the whole screen. It looks really nice. I'm wearing the Stafford jersey because he is the only one of these players that is currently in the playoffs, so that's cool, I guess. He's also one of only 3 that are currently active, I think. Yeah. Anyway, so this will be a bit of a shorter ranking video, which is good because I'm kind of sick right now and it's really late at night and I should probably go to bed because I start school tomorrow, which kind of sucks, but it's whatever. So today we're going to be doing game rankings for the 4 divisional round games and then power rankings for the remaining 4 teams. It's going to be a little bit shorter. I'm going to try to go into like more detail on every team. I'm not going to just like spend as much time as I usually have. And then I will, again, predict the playoffs through the Super Bowl. And I think instead of doing like this sort of thing next week, I'm going to do, like for the weeks leading up to the Super Bowl, I'll do like a Super Bowl preview sort of thing. And then the next video the next week will be ranking the best games each week. So, starting off with the game rankings. At number 4, we have San Francisco-Seattle. Definitely a blowout game. Excuse me, I might cough a couple times through this video because, again, I'm kind of sick. Sorry about that. But, yeah, that's about as far as I expected San Francisco to get. Shanahan did a great job coaching him this year, but ultimately Seattle is just a powerhouse right now. And honestly, they've got the most momentum of any team. They look the most impressive of any team in the win, at least the most dominant. So it wasn't a great game due to how like one-sided it was, but certainly makes Seattle a very scary team to go up against. Number 3, we have the other not very close game, Houston, New England. This was one where it was just like you kind of feel for CJ Stroud. I mean, the guy's made it to the divisional round in like all 3 of his years. Like, he's had some success, but like the Texans are now 0-7 in divisional rounds. They've never made the AFC Championship. It's kind of ridiculous. But New England is returning to their first one since having Brady, so that's cool for them, I guess. I mean, I like Drake May. I think he's a good quarterback. I'd rather him do good than Josh Allen. I'm glad Josh Allen got eliminated. And speaking of Josh Allen, number 2, we have Buffalo, Denver. I was flip-flopping on which game to put like above because this one was higher scoring, but ultimately I think the ending of the number 1 game was a little bit better. So Buffalo, Denver is going to be number 2, went into overtime, one of 2 games to go into overtime. Obviously, like a bit of a sour ending for both teams. I mean, obviously with the Bills, you lost, you're eliminated from the playoffs, and now you can't even blame it on Mahomes. You just got to say that Josh Allen doesn't show up in the playoffs. I don't know. I mean, he's not like a bad quarterback. I still firmly believe he's the second best quarterback in the league, but he's not any better than second best. He is not better than Mahomes, and he probably never will be. So there's that. And then, of course, for Denver, you know, Bo Nix breaking his ankle, now being out for the season. So you have Stidham, I think, is the backup that's going to be starting in the AFC Championship game. Kind of reminds me of like when Brock Purdy got injured a couple years ago in the championship game, and they had to play Josh Johnson for most of the championship game. Or no, I think Josh Johnson also got injured, so they had like a third string quarterback. I don't even remember who it was. I don't remember who finished out that game, but it was ridiculous. Excuse me. I know they would have had to go to like Christian McCaffrey as the like emergency quarterback if like they had their other ones get injured, but kind of reminds me of something similar we have here with Denver. Obviously, you never like to see it. As a Chiefs fan, I hope Bo Nix gets better and ready for next season, but I mean, now it's looking like the Broncos will have an uphill battle to make the Super Bowl, which, you know, I'd rather the Patriots make the Super Bowl than the Broncos. Can't believe I'm saying that because of how much success the Patriots had. But, it feels right for them to win because they've won so much in the past. I would not like Denver to win because, again, they're a team I don't like. But I think I probably would rather Denver make the Super Bowl than the Bills make the Super Bowl, just because, like, if the Bills made the Super Bowl, everyone would be just saying Josh Allen's better than Mahomes. So I think there's that. I know, like, majority of Chiefs fans would be rooting for, like, the Bills in that game because you can never root for, like, a divisional rival. But, I don't know. I disagree. My least favorite team is the Browns and Bengals. So in reality, I'm more of a, like, AFC North hater. Although I do like the Ravens and Steelers are fine. But, like, I don't know. Just Browns and Bengals, never liked them. And then Bills are probably third least favorite. So, and then Denver's probably fourth. I don't know. The rest of the AFC West is probably after Browns, Bengals, Bills. So, yeah. Trying to think. What's the team I like the least in the NFC? I mean, there's Packers, I guess. I mean, Lions, my favorite team in the AFC, in the NFC. They're a division rival. I've never liked the Saints just because of Bountygate. Also, I think their colors are ugly. Who else exists? I like everyone in the NFC West. Oh, Washington. I don't really like Washington. They're just kind of what I mean. I don't know. I don't really dislike any teams in the NFC. I don't. A lot of people don't like the Cowboys, but I think they're fine. Whatever. Anyway, I'm getting sidetracked. Number one game: Chicago and the Rams. There wasn't a lot of action in the first half. I will say that. Like, it wasn't as high of a scoring game as Buffalo-Denver, so I think the gap between 2 and 1 is much closer than one would think. But I ultimately put this game at number 1 because of the ending. Still crazy Caleb Williams play at the end there. Like, just super, like, improbable play. Like, right place, right time, just was able to make that throw, and Cole Kmet was able to get open and score the touchdown. But ultimately, it was for naught because they ended up losing in overtime by a walk-off kick by the thicker kicker. Let's go. We love the thicker kicker. But, yeah, I think that's the best ending of any game we've seen from the divisional round. I don't know if... I mean, it's hard to put it above last week because I feel like last week you had more higher scoring games, but, like, not as great of endings. Also, going back, I didn't know that Caleb Williams made like a similar level throw at the end of the Chicago-Green Bay game to push them up. So I might actually move that game up to 2 from last week. It's not going to beat the Rams-Panthers, though. So Rams have been a part of both of the top, like, number 1 games of the playoffs so far. We'll see if that will continue this week with the championship game. So, now moving on to power rankings. There's only 4 teams to rank this time. And number 4, it's pretty obvious by this point, but it's going to be Denver. They didn't move after last week because they were still ranked number 4, but this time, instead of being above average, they are the worst ranked team. So that ain't great. Yeah, I think their defense is still going to be good, but, like, they still gave up 30. And, yeah, Bills, like, have Josh Allen, but he committed 4 turnovers. Like, you get hanged 30 on you, while the opposing offense commits, like, I think the offense committed 5 turnovers because James Cook had 1 as well. So, like, I don't know. And I think that New England has a more trustworthy offense at this point than Buffalo does. And also New England has a better defense. So I don't think Denver's going to be able to get 33 points this time, especially now with Jarrett Stidham starting. So, yeah, I think Denver, it's the end of the road for them, unfortunately. But, yeah. Number 3, the only team to actually move positions from last week is the Rams, moving up 2 spots. They were number 5 last week. I still don't really trust them because they, again, only won by 3. And Matthew Stafford obviously didn't have his best performance, but, he got it done in the end. Good for him. I like Matthew Stafford. Wish him luck in the championship game, but it's going to be a tough order. Number 2, I have New England still, and I think I picked Houston to win the game as my upset pick, but I did pick it as an upset pick, so I didn't, like, think it was actually going to happen. I was just like, oh, do that upset pick. I thought there was a chance, but, like, to me it was like a 50-50 between the two. It was whether, like, CJ Stroud was able to play a good game, and he was not able to play a good game, unfortunately. I just think Texans had a little bit more momentum after their win, but apparently New England was able to capitalize on whatever momentum they had more than the Texans were, and they were able to win in a more convincing one. So I think they stay at number 2. Definitely a highly favored team. Going to be a tough one to knock out for anything, but they are facing another tough defense, but they were able to put 28 on the board against Houston, so that's a good start. We'll see how much they can do against Denver. And number 1, I think this is as high as I've been on them. We have Seattle. They are just looking unstoppable right now. And I don't know if anything's going to be able to top them the way that things are right now. It's going to be rough. It's an uphill battle for everyone else right now. It's their Super Bowl to lose. It's everyone against them. And my marker is gone. So that's great. Anyway, so whiteboard ain't needed today. So let's get into the final, or I guess not final because I'll be doing it next week when I predict the Super Bowl winner, but I'm going to be picking the entire playoffs from here on out for the 3rd time. At this point, I don't even remember my original pick. I think, was my original pick New England? I think my original pick was New England, Seattle. Maybe, I don't know. Man. No, it might have been Denver, Seattle. I think I had Denver making it at some point. And I think I might still have them make it if they still had Bo Nix. I think if they had Bo Nix, they would at least be number 3 in the power rankings, depending on how much they beat the Bills by. I guess Bo Nix got injured at the end, so they probably still would have beat the Bills by 3. So I think if they had Bo Nix, they'd be number 3. But either way, I'm not going to pick against the power rankings for this. So for the NFC NFC Championship will be happening last this year, I think, right? Because, let's see here. Even numbered years, the NFC Championship's last, yeah. So the AFC Championship first, Denver, New England. I believe that's how it works because they usually alternate it every year. At least that's the pattern I've seen. Yeah. So Patriots at Broncos, that's going to be first. And that one, I'm going to pick the Patriots. I think without Bo Nix, the Denver offense isn't going to be able to do too much. So, and New England's got momentum. I got them. And then the NFC Championship, we get Rams versus Seahawks, episode 3. It's going to be cinema. It's going to be the better game of the week, I think. But right now, Seattle has not given me any reason for them to not be the Super Bowl favorite. So they're winning this. And then the Super Bowl, New England, Seattle, rematch of Super Bowl 49. In my opinion, the best Super Bowl in history. Let's see if it will be as great as the other one. I don't know if it will be. I hope it is. It's 2 great teams. But ultimately, as it is right now, I see Seattle winning the Super Bowl. Unless Sam Darnold has a Sam Darnold level collapse, I think Seattle's got it in the bag. And yeah, it's really just going to come down to Sam Darnold, I think. If he can stay consistent, they are winning the Super Bowl. Their defense is too good, and they have too many great weapons on offense. Drake May's great. The defense is great, but they don't have as many big-name players. Their defense is not quite as super great. I mean, it's close, but I think Seattle's defense is just a little step higher, and I think the running back room of Seattle is a little better. The wide receiver room, at least, their top receiver is a little better. Quarterback is really the only position in which I think New England has an advantage, and ultimately I think it is going to be a quarterback duel, but I don't think Sam Darnold will have to outduel Drake May. He'll just have to be decent. He's just not gonna have to. You're just gonna have to not throw 4 picks in the first quarter or first half or whatever, and they should be fine. So as of right now, I'm picking Seattle to win the Super Bowl. So with all that said, that will be the end for this episode. It'll be on the stats. Sorry it was a bit short, but hope you like the new background. This will probably be the norm for the rest of probably the rest of the podcast for all time, honestly, because I don't really see it getting better than this. I mean, I don't know how I could fill up the screen more. Maybe I could add a 6th jersey up top and a 5th on bottom so we can have 11. But I don't have quite that many jerseys yet. I will be getting some more. I have ordered at least one I know is on the way, so stay tuned for that, I guess. And yeah, so Hope it's a great week of conference championship football, and I'll see you guys next time, where I think I'll be predicting the Super Bowl, or I might be ranking the games, like best game of every week. We'll see what happens. But yeah, hope you guys have enjoyed. Hope you guys have a great day, and I will see you guys next time. Goodbye.